Hi everyone, Ayla Broadnax here, and I will be speaking about Free the Nipple. As you can see, I got this cute Tata top from the Tata Top company. It's $29, and $5 of that goes towards a really awesome organization and charity. There's two to choose from. Sorry, I don't know exactly what two they are. They come in 3 different colors: light, medium, and dark. I am currently wearing the light. I am not here to promote a product, so I will get right to it. Fun little fact: the average American child sees more than 200,000 acts of violence and over 16,000 murders on television before the age of 18. But of all things in the world that could be more scandalous and more damaging to witness is unfortunately the nipple. So, what is Free the Nipple? It all started in empowering 90-minute documentary that was created. It started in 2012. It actually was filmed and produced in 2014. It is actually called Free the Nipple. You can find it on Netflix, and I watched it. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of titties, so I definitely recommend it, but it's so much more than that. It's the equality that we are trying to get that men already have. And see, laws that govern nudity, it's just not fair. It's extremely hypocritical for men to be able to expose something that women actually have a use for. Men's are basically useless, but they can run around topless. And if you didn't know, before the early 1930s, men's nipples were just as provocative and shameful and taboo as women's nipples are now. In 1935, there was a flash mob of topless men that ran in Atlantic City, 42 of whom were arrested. By 1936, men's bare chests were accepted as the norm. So why is it 80 plus years later, women cannot seem to achieve the same equality? Yet we use ours. We use ours. The movement has already made strides by influencing Facebook and Instagram to change their strict nipple laws. They now are allowing some nudity to be exposed. Instagram's kind of weird still. They don't allow certain art if it has a nipple exposed on it. Oh my, you can't post it. So it's kind of still needing some effort, and we're hoping to get the movement going and to be able to provide for that. So there's a quote by Violet Rose, and she absolutely said it best, in my opinion. She basically said, it's illegal for women to go topless in most cities, yet you can buy a magazine at almost any 7-Eleven that exposes a topless woman. So you can sell breast, but you can't wear breast in America. Why can you be a proud mother, but you can't breastfeed your child in public without getting scrutinized and antagonized, bad looks, and just all over, just a bad experience, just to feed your child? And then on top of that, why should I feel overly exposed whenever I choose to go out somewhere without a bra? Even now, I mean, I have big breasts. I know I do. I am proud of them, though. I breastfed a child for 2 years with these tits. So yeah, I am proud of who I am as a woman, and I have no shame to show what I have. I'm a bigger lady, but I still don't care. I don't care, because body shaming is not okay, and that all comes with the territory of exposing your nipples. I don't understand why everyone has such an issue with showing an areola and a nipple. Men can do it, and women should have that same right. So let me make one thing clear. We live in a nation where it's okay to sell breasts, but not wear them. We live in a nation where it's socially acceptable to use breasts to market undergarments that are originally developed for the porn industry, but it is not okay for a woman to feed her hungry child in that same mall where you can find these undergarments at. How is that equality? Women cannot and will not ever have full equality until the word obscene is not used to describe a body part and then turn around and it's applied to the same bodies that are expected to bring human life into this world. Women are precious. Men are precious. We should be equal. And the only thing that is dividing us from moving forward and progressing in that equality is freeing the nipple. Nudity empowers some. Modesty empowers some. Different things empower different women. But it's not your place to tell me which one it is. The world is changing. We need strong, proud women to fill it. And we need men who value women's bodies as much as they value their own. And I will tell you an experience that I personally had as a breastfeeding mother. I've had several, unfortunately, that were just horribly unfortunate events. My son, his name is Tyler, he was probably about 6 months. We went to Outback Steakhouse. Absolutely horrible idea to go to such a place with such a young child. I understand that now, okay? So don't bust my chops over that. But I decided we were going to take him to Outback Steakhouse. They had the endless shrimp deal. Gotta say, you already know, big chick, love to eat. Endless shrimp, can't beat it. I'm from New Orleans, so I absolutely love seafood. Anyways, we went there, and I decided that we were going to try to have a decent time. We sat down, ordered our meals. My son, who is a hellion, decided that he was going to start crying. So, of course, what is the natural response? I pop out a tit, stick it in his mouth. Instant fix. Instant fix. No qualms whatsoever. He was completely content and happy, no longer crying. So what do you prefer? A mother who's going to feed her child, or either let her ignore her child, neglect her child, and let him cry for your comfort. That's not how this works. That's just not how any of this works. So, as I'm sitting there feeding my child, I didn't use a cover because this was like middle of the summer. So I didn't use the cover, and even if it wasn't middle of summer, feed your baby how you want. Use a cover, fine. Don't use a cover, fine. I chose not to cover. So all this was exposed. And there was these 3 ladies sitting at a table across the way from me. They were older, and not that that matters because there's scrutiny from all age groups, unfortunately. But they were already in the middle of their meal. They were already served their food. They were in the middle of eating. Everything seemed fine and dandy. All of a sudden, the waitress was asked over. She came over to them, and one of the ladies literally asked to be moved because she felt so uncomfortable with me feeding my child. Sorry. So they literally got up. The waitress took their food up and moved them. They literally moved away from me because of me breastfeeding without a cover, or with me breastfeeding at all. Because even with a cover, it causes a lot of stares because you got this huge ass blanket covering you and your baby. So anyway, that was one experience I had. And the next was probably about 2 months after that, so probably about 8 months. And I had to get some dentistry work done, and I don't have babysitters. I just don't. We just don't. So I had to take him to the dentist office with me, and I was breastfeeding my child, and the administrative lady that sets up appointments came out of her office specifically to ask me to go feed in the bathroom. She asked me to please excuse myself, and if I felt like I needed to feed my child, that I could do so in the bathroom. I stated the laws that protect me in the state of North Carolina and told her she could go fuck the fuck off. I got my belongings and I left. I felt so humiliated that you can't even feed your child in public. They expect you to do this behind closed doors. But it's okay if you feed any other way. So why is it I can't feed my child? Laws have been passed in 3 states. It's still illegal to breastfeed your child in public. In 3 states, you can't do it. You can be arrested for feeding your hungry baby. That is just absurd to me. I don't understand it. So, and I am not a sanctimom. I don't care how you feed your child, as long as you do. Okay, so this isn't a pro breastfeeding post. This isn't a slamming bottle feeding. No, okay, that's not the case at all. As long as your baby is fed and taken care of, you are a great parent. Okay, because I know regardless of our parenting styles, you are taking care of your child the best way that you know how. You're educated, you're informed, you're not going to bring harm to your child. So I don't care how you feed your baby. I'm just making a point because it's free the titty. So I just wanted to make that clear that there are still a lot of discriminatory things that happen, and it's uncalled for. It's unnecessary. If a man takes his shirt off and exposes his nipples just to put on another shirt, no one bashes the lash. But let a woman do the same thing. People would be pulling out their phones trying to take pictures. People would be calling the cops saying that the woman is acting indecent. All these things would be happening, all because of some petty laws and some biblical bullshit that was put in place a long time ago. It's time that we let go of these old-fashioned ways and free the titty. Free the nipple. The world is changing. We need the strong women to fill it. So be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you can accomplish in this world, and be equal with one another. Thank you.